What up, guys? It's Blackwing 2040. I tripped on my words. It's Blackwing 2040, and welcome back to another movie review. And today's review is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. Just so you know, this is a non-spoiler review, so don't expect me to spoil anything. I don't do spoiler reviews anymore. Anyway, so I can honestly say Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's a big step up from the first Ant-Man movie. It's funny, of course. You got the comedies there, and there's a few key moments in there that that kind of shock you, but overall the movie was great. It was really great, and I loved the team dynamic of Scott and Hope in this movie, who are the current Ant-Man and the Wasp. So let's give a little rundown of the cast in this movie. You have, of course, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, Lawrence Fishburne as Bill Foster, Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne, Michael Pena as Luis, and of course you have the other guys, the side characters, Luis and his pals, that are played by T.I. and I cannot pronounce his last name. David Dasmalchian. I'm butchering his name for sure. I'm definitely butchering his name. And of course, Abby Ryder Forson as Cassie, Scott's daughter. So I didn't go in having any expectations about this movie. I just felt like going in. This is just your regular old MCU stereotypical superhero movie, and it's the sequel to Ant-Man. And of course, we all know the last time we saw Ant-Man was in Civil War. And of course, the time period of this movie, it's weird because, this movie comes out after Infinity War, but the whole the whole story takes place in between Infinity War. So basically, whatever's happening in this movie, the Avengers are already out doing their own thing. So nobody even bothered to call Scott up to, help the Avengers out or anything. But anyway, the story was great. The cast was really excellent in this movie, especially Michelle Pfeiffer. She was really excellent in this movie. I've seen her act, as Catwoman, as I've seen her in Hairspray. I've seen her basically as villain roles, but just never as like on the good side. So this was a little bit different, but it was excellent to see in her performance. So that's one thing I can definitely say. Paul Rudd, of course, does an excellent job as Scott Lang. He's goofy. He's not smart, but he's quick on his feet as Ant-Man, and he does a really fantastic job. Evangeline Lilly as Hope. We get to see Hope, step out a little more now that she's doing more action instead of sitting on the sidelines like how she did in the first movie. And seeing her as the Wasp, her suit looks great. It's like gold. It's kind of like if you've seen Ant-Man, you guys seen what Janet's Wasp costume looks like. Her costume, of course, is a little different with gold and everything. It's a new look, and I like it. I definitely really like it. And I forgot to talk about. Well, I'm not gonna talk too much about the villain, but the villain in this movie is named Ghost, and she is played. She's played by. Sorry about that. What's her name? Here we go. Hannah John Kamen, who plays Ava Starr, also known as Ghost. Now, one thing I was surprised when I found out that Ghost is gonna be the villain in this movie, because Ghost is actually an Iron Man villain and not, Ant-Man. But for this case in the movie, it works. It really works. And of course, with a rogues gallery in Marvel, not every single Marvel hero has their own. I mean, they do have a rogues gallery, but most of the rogues gallery belong to like teams like the Avengers, for example, or the X-Men. So that's basically what it boils down to. But other than that, Ghost was a really interesting villain in this movie. Of course, this is our second female MCU villain. I can't explain much about her story at all because that would be a spoiler, but other than that, her character was really interesting. So I bet you, I'm wondering, after coming out of this movie, yes, of course, basically stay until the end of the credits. You guys know the rule with every MCU movie, just stay until the end of the credits, because the after credits scene, oh my gosh, it's a doozy. I'll definitely just say that. It's quite a doozy. So now that, this is basically the last Marvel film of this year, of 2018, so now we just have to wait till March until Captain Marvel shows up, and then, the next batch of MCU movies for 2019. But other than that, what did you guys think of Ant-Man and the Wasp? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Do you think it was in between, or it was just okay? Leave a comment in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until then, I'm Vengeance, I'm Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden.